Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I'm sure you guys can tell by the title, we are now taking something small and making it even smaller. Now, as you guys might be kind of curious, the PlayStation 5 did just recently get its own brand new reiteration of the PlayStation 5 Slim, where it basically toned down the console like 30%, made it a decent bit smaller, but as we've kind of learned now from the, benefits of modern engineering, is that 30% is literally nothing. To the fact that right now there's going to be a brand new PlayStation 5 even Slim, if some may not even call it tiny when it comes to the PlayStation 5, where someone actually had a chance now to go and highlight, make this and reverse engineer and make one of the coolest and smallest, almost modem looking PlayStation 5. And it kind of goes to show that Sony, number one, is kind of messed up and could probably make their consoles quite a bit smaller. Also, will make it nicer, but at the same exact time too as well, this is a massive cool feat when it comes to overall engineering. So I want to go and highlight this and showcase this on up, so you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy. And as well as you guys can probably go and tell, we still have a bajillion different links down below for the Best Buy links, a bunch of cool things like Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, brand new promotions and all that. This is technically a hashtag ad and we are a Best Buy partner for all that stuff. Link down below in the comment section and description. Of course, follow the Twitter and Twitch if you guys are bored and want to go and say what's up. And of course, let's dive on into the video itself. So as you guys can probably go and tell from the video title, we have had a few iterations, like around 4 or 5 or so different iterations of the PlayStation 5 consoles. And overall, they keep on trying to make it tinier by, decreasing the heatsink, trying to go and optimize the internals, and as well for the most recent Slim version, just basically downsize everything. Like, it got a lot smaller, it's a lot nicer, it's a lot more chill, but as we've now had a chance to go and see, we are now into, I guess in the era where we could probably make things even tinier. So I'm going to give you guys all the credits for this down below, but basically not from Concentrate. I actually had a chance to go and highlight this. I'm going to kind of react to this / talk about it, but I do want to recommend the video itself down below. I'll make sure I have that in the description section too as well. But basically they had a chance now to go and completely fine-tune and remake the PlayStation 5 console. One thing I've always noted on the PlayStation 5 is I like the aesthetic. I think it looks cool, and even the PlayStation 5 Slim also looks nice, but it is a console that really does look like a modem, and it is also absolutely massive too as well. So let me go and show you guys this without further ado. There's a few different parts of the video itself where first and foremost, they had a chance to go and completely highlight, and this is the end result. Now I want to make sure my webcam's not covering anything over here, but the final result for this PS5 Slim is amazing. Look at how small the end product is. Look at how beautiful this looks. Like, this is the point where, like, this is under that little baby, like, hood over here, and it's sneaky. It's, like, also, first of all and foremost, fully working. Like, this is absolutely cool and absolutely sick that someone can pull this off. Look at even the size comparison for the controller, where it basically is the size of 2 controllers side by side. If you want to go put that compared to your normal PS5 right now, I got mine right next to me. That's at least like 5 controllers all on top of each other. But the console itself is, number one, working. It's fundamentally perfect. It's like the same exact thing of all of whatever these components inside of all of this right here have fit and have reworked themselves into this same entire box. And that poses into 2 interesting comments. Number one, the fact that this is a very impressive feat to even have done in the first place, because you have a chance to go move this entire console over on here into this small, tiny modem-looking box. But the part 2 of it is the fact that that means that Sony as a company could go even smaller. They can go even further beyond. And, well, besides them screaming like Goku, they probably could go make some really, really cool stuff. And essentially for this one, you have certain things like the motherboards and like heat sinks that are kind of somewhat essential and slightly on the bigger side if you guys look through some of these. But at the same exact time as well, if you make everything a little bit more efficient, kind of make everything more compact and get rid of a lot of the empty space you have inside the console itself, that does go and allow these things to happen. So here's a good example of the console literally running, and this is sick. Like, just look at the size comparisons I keep on showing you guys. So let me go, maybe, he had a chance to have a really cool crafting montage, and once again, I do kind of implore you guys to go check it out on your own. But when it comes to this stuff, let me go and show you guys the crafting montage, because these types of processes and deals are some of the coolest things I've had a chance to see in the PlayStation ecosystem. Mainly because, number one, it actually takes proper talent and proper, thoughts to be able to go pull off something like this and remake this, and basically also disassemble to reassemble it and make it efficient at the end of the day. This is something that if you guys are, scrubbing, I'll give you $50,000 to pull off, I don't think I have the brain to do it. Or I just go and probably message someone like him and be like, hey, I'll give you $50,000, go and make this work. But kind of the 2 major top bonuses I keep on mentioning throughout this video is, number one, when it comes to the compact size, it goes to show that the PlayStation can go smaller. There wasn't that necessarily much of an increase on the whole heat when it came to the console. Now, there also may be some really big Sony engineers out there who may have actually done a little bit more research and more proper look into the consoles themselves to realize what is kind of possible on the grand scale. Because you don't want to go and have 5 million different consoles all perpetually having really big issues when it comes to heat, etc. Now, that's a big issue with PlayStation too, because they want to make sure everything's all good and set. But when it comes to them actually making the stuff and rearranging stuff, which maybe this more in the tail end part over here, they can make this efficient. They can make this good. Now, there is a little bit of like branding power, I would go and say, when it comes to consoles, when it comes to things, because like the bigger, the bulkier, the more like empowering. Like sometimes people want to have like a Hummer, want to have a Jeep because it's a big boy in the market. And sometimes if you make it super like very, very small, some consumers are dumb. Like I don't think probably a lot of you guys watching are dumb, but sometimes they'll have the thing where the console's so absolutely tiny, or at that point it's like, oh, it's not as powerful. Like think maybe the Xbox Series S. Maybe some folks may just inherently think it's worse because it's a smaller console. Because on the usual typical, like, I guess, creation side, you know, the bigger means you have more heat, like more space, I guess, for heat sinks to go and dissipate out heat. Or you have a bigger chance for a bigger GPU. Like right now, look at like a 4090 compared to like an older like 1000 series card. They're way, way bigger when it comes to the newer series because there's more stuff, more components, more things. They have to go and actually have more storage combined. And this is actually the end result of the PlayStation 5, this brand new Slim edition. Now, if you kind of look side to side, this is nuts. Like this is very, very cool. And it has all the essential things you need. Now, number one, like obviously it's not as big and bulky, but I think maybe Sony even potentially wanted that. Number one, to have enough chance to make sure the heatsink is always working, and as well maybe having a chance to like add more heat inside the internal too as well. Because think about it this way: if you're in like a room and you have your PC on, your laptop on, your console on, or whatever, it will get hotter over time. Like the heat itself will not really have as much chances to escape through your door or window or whatever. And maybe that's a big reason why they wanted to make the console so big in the first place. Because guess what? The heats were technically a little bit higher on the smaller iteration, and as well you have less of a heat sink, you have like less space maybe to go and dish on stuff, and like more things are on top of each other. And I think maybe the room is a good example, where if you have a really big room and you're playing on your PC or console, it's not going to get as warm as quick, or maybe if ever. And because you basically have a lot more wiggle room, and like it just takes a lot more energy to go heat it on up. So that might be a big reason why PlayStation themselves want to keep a bigger console. But at the same exact time, this is everything you need. It has the USB ports, it has the charging docks, and basically you could even have their cool little design where they even have the little charging like station underneath it. And all this put together is a very cool, unique design. And I keep kind of putting this back to PlayStation because this is a PlayStation console with PlayStation hardware and PlayStation internals. So this is something that could be theoretically proven. And once again, we did see the Slim shrink down a lot, but even then with that, the Slim could probably be even smaller. And well, some people probably would prefer the smaller. So I guess like the question, if you guys have made it this far throughout the video, is this something you guys would actually like? Is this something you guys think is actually kind of cool? Is this something you guys would actually want to appreciate and enjoy? Because I'm not sure if I'd want to go this small. I like the idea, I like the aesthetic, but I do kind of like the bigger design if I had to go and say. But this has been really well made. Anyone who has a chance to reverse engineer and remove all this stuff and recombine it, once again, also gets a lot of cool attention in my mind, because that's something that's hard to do, because you have to make sure you have a chance to deconstruct the console, and you can completely mess that up. And if you don't understand all these things in the first place, what's the point? Also, the nice little bourbon test as well. So I want to go and showcase up some of the more features too on the video itself for him, because this is just a cool idea. But everything works. Like literally everything in this small console over here works. It's only 3.3 liters compared to the 10.5 liters. It's not for sale. It's not an ad. Everything is awesome. They do also still have their little disk drive too, which if you guys have also been seeing PlayStation trying to go do their little removable disk drive. But look at how sick that looks. Like look at how look, it even has a starting screen and everything. Like that's sick. Like that's cool. I don't know, like this is something making me wish I had like proper talent besides talking fast. Like, this is absolutely kind of cool. So I just want to highlight this one up and do a little bit of a community showcase for this one. Now from Concentrate did an amazing job. It even has the detachable disc. This is literally the smallest PlayStation 5 that also works too as well. And at the same exact time, I think I'd almost prefer this. I do like the big bulky. I like the idea of it's showing out, and I like the idea that's been proven, tested by millions of folks. But if there was an option for me to get the same exact console for that tiny, in all honesty, I think I'd probably go take it. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. And of course, you guys go check out all the nice little affiliate links as well down below. We have a bajillion different Best Buy links themselves. If you guys want to check out Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, whatever for the holiday season, those are all on hashtag ad, and I'm a Best Buy partner. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below if you guys want to follow. And of course, as well, check out the original video, which I'll have linked in the description down below. So thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys all. I'll talk to you guys soon.